Mila Jovovich's character in this movie is named Alice, and it was giving me flashbacks.
My name is Alice. I worked for the Umbrella Corporation.
No. Welcome to Box of Chocolates, where you never know what you're going to get. Today you're getting my opinion on In the Lost Lands, the new film from Paul W.S. Anderson, a filmmaker who has made quite a few movies, none of them that I would consider to be genuinely very good. I have fun with Mortal Kombat, it's goofy entertainment, and there's something about Death Race that just kind of hits a soft spot for me in the particular brand of stupid that movie offers. I find that fairly entertaining too, but so much of his stuff is just awful. But hey, maybe this could have been one of the fun ones. This is the worst fucking movie I've ever seen in my entire life. It isn't, obviously, but that is not an exaggeration I feel bad making. This might even be a new low point, even for him. I mean, maybe not. I haven't seen everything he's done. I haven't seen, like, Pompeii and a few things like that, but wow. But is there anything positive I can say about this? Well, first of all, I like Dave Bautista. He doesn't really have much to do here, but I just like seeing him. I like how he's developing himself as an actor. I like to see him grow. Man, shit. Good for Paul W.S. Anderson and Mila Jovovich. Happy for them. As a couple, every couple years, they get to just get together and make a stupid, schlocky piece of shit together as a family. That's nice. As for the negatives, this movie is hideous. It is so disgusting to look at all the time. The whole thing is brown. Later on, there's a little bit of gray, but mostly the whole thing is brown. It looks like shit, literally. The effects are terrible. Everything looks fake. The lens flares are out of control. All of the lighting is completely overblown. It looks terrible. The depth of field, all of it. There are these close-ups that he often does, like extreme close-ups on the characters' faces at completely random times for no reason. And they look terrible. The background and the lighting, they look so fake. They are so unappealing. Everything about the visuals, all of the choices here with the cinematography, disgusting. The story is utter nonsense. This is actually based on a short story by George R.R. Martin. I don't know what that's like at all, but the world building here is non-existent, which you could maybe get away with in a short story that's just meant to be like a quick little experience. But when you stretch it to feature length, you have to do something. There was a war. Why? When? How? What kind of war? Over what? I don't know. And now there's lost lands, and that's like the dangerous part. Why? Because it just is. There's witches and shapeshifters. Just one, though. There's one witch and one shapeshifter. Are there others? Why? I don't know. There's like Groot monsters at one point, because there just are, I guess. There's no effort put into making this feel like a living, breathing world that has a history behind it, or that had any thought put into it. It feels like an amalgamation, like, let's take Game of Thrones politics, dumb them down exponentially, a little bit of Mad Max, a little bit of Western vibes, and just mash them all together, but it's like a 14-year-old mashing them together and thinking he can make something really cool, but he doesn't understand why any of these stories actually work, so he cannot write them himself. And he thinks if everything is brown, it'll be really cool, but it just looks like ass. I do kind of like the vibes of a fantasy Western, but that is completely overshadowed by the fact that the storytelling here is some of the worst that I've seen in like my whole life, maybe. Literally, the main character does not have a reason for going on the quest that she goes on. The queen hires her to do it, and that's it. She just says yes and then does it. And on the way hires Dave Bautista. Okay. There's not any personal investment, any reason why she would want to do it, something she is trying to achieve, and therefore something the audience would care about, you know, like how a story would work. There is no, I need to do this quest because then she'll pardon my crimes. Or I need to do this quest to make money to get medicine for my sick child. Literally anything at all. There's nothing. She's just a witch, and she hangs out in her witch house, and the queen comes and says, I want you to do this quest for me. And she says, okay, and does it. Why do I care? She says multiple times throughout the movie, I cannot refuse if somebody asks something of me. And it was never clear, like, literally? Like, are you cursed? So you physically must complete requests that are asked of you? I don't think so, because that's never stated, that's never gone into. And if that's not the case, if you just don't want to refuse people, why not? Why not just say no? It is one of the single most basic, fundamental aspects of a story. Reasons for the characters to do the things that they do. Motivation. Stakes. And it's not here. The characters are very bland. Dave Bautista doesn't have much to work with, but he was the one I liked the most. Milla Jovovich, there's nothing to this woman, because again, she has no motivation. There's nothing properly established about her as a person and why she would want to be doing this. I cannot refuse. Why the fuck not? So she just feels like nothing. She feels like a completely blank slate the whole time, where I never have any idea why she's even doing what she's doing. And her performance, I mean, I can't blame her because there's nothing to this character, but she's very stoic and bland, and she's not giving anything to the character. It's just a complete bore to watch. The order of information in which things are revealed is weird. There's a part where a character mentions that they have a relationship with another character, and they have never been on screen together. There's never been any indication that they would know each other. There's never been anything presented in the story where it would make any sense to us that they even could know each other. And so when they drop that info out of the blue, and I'm like, are they even telling the truth? Is that a lie? Why would that be the case? That sounds weird. And then it's finally expanded upon at the very end of the movie when it tries to do twist reveals and stuff, which are just awful. And I'm like, that's bizarre. It's not a reveal because you said it a long time ago. But it wasn't a reveal then either, because you said it so early in the story that it didn't even really make sense at that point. It was just confusing, and I didn't even know if it was true. It's strange. It's not that long of a movie, but it felt like it. I kind of was contemplating life a little bit. Partway through, and I'm talking less than halfway through, I just started thinking about how I have a limited time here on this earth. And I'm here, watching this. I should go home. But I didn't. I watched the whole thing, and it got worse. The action looks like shit. It's not as bad as I've seen in some of his other films, where it's shot and edited so poorly you have no idea what's even happening. But it still looks like shit. It's so brown. Everything is brown. That's the world building. What is this world? Brown. Fucking brown. The music is lame. It sounds like it's trying to be cool, and it doesn't fit at all. If you like this guy's movies, this is another one. So maybe you'll be into it. Although, it's kind of bad even for him. If you like stupid action schlock, this is that. But man, this was embarrassing. This was one of those movies where as soon as it ended, I shot up out of my seat as quickly as I possibly could because I was embarrassed to have just been there sitting through it. It is abysmal in every way. Man, there are so many little things about this story where I could just go on and on. I have to stop at some point. But Dave Bautista has a snake that he's really attached to, and it dies. And he's like, I gotta get a new snake. I can't believe they killed my snake. And then there's a scene where he finds a new snake, but he's inspecting it, and he's like, this isn't right. This isn't the kind of snake that I want. But then it never comes up again. You'd think that would be perfect for the setup. And then there's a reminder, because he's looking for another snake, for an eventual payoff of him getting a new snake. Something about snakes. He's introduced as a snake guy. That's his deal. So we gotta pay that off eventually with a cool new snake. And there's never a new snake. Dude, what the fuck? It's like the guy that wrote this just had a dream a LSD-fueled hallucination and then just wrote down everything that he saw. Because if you were actually trying to write coherently in any way, meaningfully in any way, using any of the established rules of screenwriting that would allow us to invest in a story, a world, a character, you failed miserably. Literally, the basics are not achieved in this film. And it's brown. 1. It's a 1. It's a big ass piece of doo-doo shit. Wow. Paul, I don't know what to tell you, man. I just don't know. Don't go see it, probably, you know. I don't control your life. But I don't recommend it. But that's all I have to say about that. If you've seen this, leave your thoughts, whether you agree or disagree. If you liked it, I would genuinely love to know why, because you're totally allowed to like it. I would love to have a discussion about that. And if you thought it was ass cancer, we could talk about that too, and that'd be a lot of fun, because I could go on. I could probably rant more, but we will end it there. Thank you very much for watching. I just uploaded a review of Mickey 17, and we will have more reviews coming very soon. I want to see the rule of Jenny Penn, so hopefully that'll be good, and I can review that. Like and subscribe if you enjoy and you want to see more from me. Thank you so very much, and I'll see you next time.